You're back for more of Westworld here on BuzzChomp, and I'm reacting to Season 3, Episode 3. I'm Dan Salem, and we've entered the realm of mass control.
I'm Mandi.
I'm Dan.
Subscribe to
BuzzChomp.
Woo!
For Dolores and the other hosts, mass control is nothing new, but for humanity, it was always something that they imposed on another, not something that humanity was imposing on itself. Now, while some may argue throughout history, there's always been the attempt of mass control. What Dolores presented to Caleb in this third episode is that he and every other human is being controlled by Serac and the giant AI brain. And they don't even really know it. Much like the hosts and how Westworld and Delos were cataloging all the guests, and they've cataloged all the hosts, apparently everything about you was fed into this giant AI brain. And therefore, the giant AI brain made some determinations about your future. And if it determined that you weren't going to amount to anything, then it decided that you didn't get anything, and hence, you didn't amount to anything. So it basically determined your future for you based on the average of what your future might be. This is awful, and it's no wonder that by the end, Caleb decides he's going to join Team Dolores and bring down the establishment, i.e. the one-man Serac who doesn't exist but controls everything. It's complete mass control. This AI brain could be used for good, and it is being used for good in a way, whereas it can assess the present and determine the likely outcomes of the future, and then guide humanity towards the future that one man, Serac, wants. But as an individual, you play a key cog in that future, right? And the only way for that future to become what it should be, what Serac wants it to be, is to control every factor, which means everybody. You run the brain on an individual and decide what they have to do to feed the future you want. Do they get to be a scientist or an engineer or a famous actor? Well, let's run the algorithm and see. Survey says probably not. Caleb saved Dolores, and consequently, he's sort of screwed. I mean, that was a given, you save a fugitive, you become a fugitive. But he had no idea of like the mass tidal wave of information she was going to dump on him. And as far as exposition goes, it really delivered it rather beautifully. I really, really loved that. The caveat is Dolores probably is lying a little bit because she needs Caleb. But then he has nowhere else to go, so why would she lie completely? We don't always know what's a truth and a lie in Westworld, but I think I'm taking Dolores at face value where she says they have mass control with this AI brain over humanity, just like humanity has mass control over the hosts. So that it behoove the average human to fight back and join her revolution. We really dove down into Charlotte's web this episode, pun intended. I believe that Teddy embodies Charlotte. It just feels rather fitting and off-putting. Oh man, the son knew immediately that wasn't his mom. It's heartbreaking. And that message that she left for her son that she's rewatching to like regain, she's going to be a better mother than Charlotte ever was herself. I'm saying she, even though it's probably Teddy, and so it's really a he. I love that they teased, didn't tell us who Charlotte is. I swear that video was going to expose her, but it didn't. So we don't, she's hidden. As much as anybody's hidden in this world. But it seems like if Serac, who had a minority share in Delos, and was able to steal Maeve, because he already foresaw Dolores' uprising, so then he foresaw the fact that he needed to steal Maeve to stop Dolores. He then acquired a majority share of Delos. It was Charlotte who was helping him, which we kind of saw that coming. But she's not the only one helping him. So now Charlotte's actively trying to stop herself, which is always fun and interesting on television. But mass control by this man Serac, I assume it's just him. It seems like there's got to be another villain somewhere. What happened to the man in black? He was one of the key villains. He was one of the leaders of Delos. But over the years, it seems like he got undermined by Serac. Before the giant AI brain was created with Serac and the counterpart, someone else was controlling the world, right? And Westworld came along before that. But the giant AI brain was birthed, and I guess Serac wiped himself from existence and then became super rich and controlled everything. It's tough to believe, like, in our reality, we believe that these several families control everything through the money and banking system, right? And it's over the years and it's passed along, and the power and control is passed down the line generations. So it doesn't leave. It does not appear Serac has any family, no children. I think he's unmarried. We don't know anything about him. Where is his lineage? Where is his heritage? How is he going to pass control along? If he attained all of this power and literally controls humanity, how is he going to pass it along? Has he already created himself a host to reinsert himself into so that he can live forever? That's a possibility. But if he's no longer human, then what's Dolores actually fighting against? She doesn't want to stop someone that's already like her, right? The real wrinkle here in this mass control, Serac and the giant AI brain already knows what's going to happen, in principle. Now, I'm not sure where the element of choice comes into play, because the brain is supposed to consider every possible outcome and then determine the most likely one. So the brain knew Dolores was going to rebel. He knew he was going to do it a second time. He knew she was going to get out and take other hosts with her. And Serac went and got Maeve, I assume because he knew he needed someone to stop Dolores. He also knew Maeve was the key to the Forge, where all the other hosts are. I don't know why he cares about getting into the Forge, unless that's where he can create his own eternal life loop. Because again, humans die, hosts do not. And so he probably wants what hosts have to offer, which is why he took over Delos in the first place. If he knows what's coming because of his mass control, then he already knows whether Dolores is going to succeed or fail. And if she's going to fail, then why does it matter? Because he's doing the things to stop her. If she's going to succeed, then can he actually stop her? Because the stuff plays out the way it's supposed to play out. There's a catch-22 in this whole mass control algorithm. What is it that Caleb and Dolores and Charlotte, aka Teddy, can do to break the cycle, to do something the AI doesn't expect? And I think what Dolores' plan is to destroy the brain. But if the brain is any good, it already knows she's planning to do that, and so it already has a contingency to stop her. Serac could have already put it into place to stop her from doing it. So then how can she counteract the fact that he knows what she's about to do? This is going to get interesting. The next episode is going all down the rabbit hole of the Man in Black and where he's been and what he's up to and whether or not he's been hosted yet. And this is going to be cool because I really think we're going to get to see him and Serac in the past and see how their futures meld together. Again, mass control, so everything that's going to happen is already known to the individual with this control. Where is the chink in the armor? Where is the missing link? Because you can't possibly know everything. There is always that random variable. There is always chaos. Chaos theory at its heart is that the unexpected will happen. So if you expect the unexpected, then you're expecting the unexpected. That means the expected is the unexpected. And so chaos would say, if you expect one thing, the opposite. So then you're going to assume the opposite, but then it's the other. There's always got to be a way for this thing to be wrong. It can't know everything because then it's accounting for itself. This is the best part of sci-fi. It's a total circular conversation, and this mass control at Westworld is going to break down. I love that we have a little team forming. Who else is going to join Team Dolores? I mean, I think Bernard is kind of on her team, because once he finds out what Serac is doing to humanity, he's going to want to stop that, even if he doesn't want her to destroy humanity, but I don't think she wants to. Or she's just lying to Caleb to get him to join her. Again, mind games. Could have titled this video Mind Games. I'm Dan Salem. Subscribe to the BuzzChomp YouTube channel for more from Westworld and other great sci-fi TV shows. And comment below, how do you break the mass control do loop that Serac has put in place with his AI brain? Like, where is the missing link so that what he thinks will happen doesn't happen? Otherwise, he's already accepted defeat. Oh yeah, can't wait for next episode. Woo!
Thanks for watching BuzzChomp.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Share.
Woo!